Hi, my name is Emily Breder. I'm a writer for Examiner.com and also the relationships manager for a local startup, eVent. And I'm going to give you some thoughts about the silent majority and the way it's changing. These are the kind of things that keep me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. On November 9th, 1989, as my family and I were celebrating my 11th birthday, my stepmother came running into the room shouting, "The wall just fell, the wall fell." We ran to the TV and watched in amazement as East and West Germany reunited. This happened not because of a political coup or violent uprising, but in large part because peaceful demonstrations had brought enough social pressure to bear to force the socialist government to make changes that allowed people to leave East Germany for the first time in 28 years. There were many peaceful protests in 1989, including the tragedy at Tiananmen Square, which generated widespread support around the world for this protesters, thousands of whom had been killed by the communist regime. Before the advent of advanced communication technology, these kinds of revolutions did not have much of a chance. The frequent revolutions we've experienced in the modern age have everything to do with instant communication. Every change begins with some sort of initiation, an intent that sets things into motion. It's a reaching out from the inside in order to make things change. If there's any attraction for the idea, something will happen to bring more energy into the equation. This boost of energy helps the idea to grow out of its infancy. Then people begin exchanging new information and ideas within the relationships that they've built. Out of this byproduct of their socialization, social conceptual identities are born. Social concepts have a life of their own. They gain momentum based on the amount of energy and type of energy put into them, and can move independently of their originators, the people that created them. These concepts permeate every part of our lives, but in and of themselves have no measurable quantity, aside from how we value them inside our hearts and our minds. They can be more powerful than most physical parts of our world. The people and events contributing to that concept's generation begin producing their own thoughts and ideas related to the core concept, and it grows organically. This is what we see happening with Web 2.0, user-generated content, and crowdsourcing. In gamer culture, the development of the storyline and participation levels have grown according to the conceptual maturity of the gamer, him or herself. You can see how they've grown over the years to include more social networking capabilities, following the same pattern. In the science field, physical sciences have grown into an advanced examination of the behavior of subatomic particles, which represent our universe at both the largest and smallest scale. In all of these examples, we see that the cycle of development is reflected on every level, growing organically and developing in a way that naturally complements the energy that it's fed. The microcosm truly does reflect the microcosm. Money and technology are increasingly becoming tools that progress social change, and even sometimes exist independently of funding, powered mainly by participation. This was not the case before. Technology always grows at the rate of participation. Now that mobile technology is on the rise, the worldwide database is available to the average person, and the average person has instant access to the worldwide database. This mutual handshake means that they can't shut us up. In this social climate, there's no place to hide. Once you're out there, you're out there. This may frighten a lot of people, but it's sped up our cultural development and maturity and allowed real social progress to be made. Complete transparency scares a lot of people. That's why it seems like more people are getting more and more polarized on social issues. Truthfully, the majority is vastly overtaking the polarities, and the extremists are just more visible in comparison. Social pressure swings toward values that people share. That's why our modern revolutions have been, for the most part, swinging away from violence and toward creating mutually beneficial opportunities. A lot of things have happened since I was 11 years old, but some things will always be true. The more connections we have to each other, like links in a search engine, the more we become aware of each other's needs. Perhaps we aren't in the information after all. Information age, excuse me. We're in the communication age. Thank you.